Hello and welcome to Arcade Couch, the best place to chill with friends to get your game goodness each and every Monday. My name's Dylan Blight, and joining me on the show this week, Ashley Hodder.
How you doing? Excited to be here.
Also here, Ciaran Marchant.
What are we doing?
I don't know. It's just a little, I don't know, come out and then. Anyway, let's continue on. To get it out of the way, I just wanted to, up front, before we jump into talking about things like Come Deliverance and the Capcom showcase and other bits and pieces of news, including the Quality Critics Top 25 Games in 2024 article that Ash did. PlayStation outage. How do we feel about this? Did the world end?
Can I be honest?
You didn't know?
Did not notice. I'm focused on another project.
Yeah.
I did see some like tinfoil hat tweets and on Blue Sky of people being like, "Hey, change all your passwords to everything because Sony hasn't said shit, and this sounds like it's been a hack. And if they haven't said shit, it's probably real bad."
I feel like it's the opposite, surely.
No, it's the opposite. It goes down so often that, if they did say something, you would be worried. It's like, no, everything is fine.
I feel like it's a real testament to I can guarantee. So let me say this. Ciaran, you definitely didn't turn your PlayStation on the last 24 hours, did you? Yeah, neither did me or Ash. So
You know what? Neither of you guys. That's
No.
impressive.
Yeah. So we really bad timing though, I will say. Right on the weekend.
Yeah,
right when people
weekend
wanna
is the worst possible time,
literally the worst possible timing. How do you feel about people so PlayStation Presto writes, PlayStation announced that PSN outage was due to an operational issue, and it's also confirmed that all PlayStation Plus subscribers will automatically get 5 free days of service added to the subscription.
That's cool. I get 5 extra days for something I didn't even notice happened.
I don't know. PlayStation's had a hell of a week, right? Because between that, they also leaked Metal Gear Solid. This week, they posted the trailer super early.
Did they?
And they leaked the release date for it. Came up this week.
Nothing like nobody leaks stuff like PlayStation leaks stuff. Accidentally leaks their own stuff.
Ubisoft leaks stuff quite well, actually, I would say.
No, what was the thing that PlayStation posted early last time? I can't remember. It was definitely something big as well. Oh, it was the Last of Us Factions. They posted something about that before it was announced at Jeff's Think. No, it was Last of Us Remastered. That's it. That's what it was.
It wouldn't have been Last of Us Factions. Because
no, they could have shown.
That's a dead multiplayer game that nobody plays anymore, and they're not developing.
No, it was the Last of Us Remastered.
Because why would anybody want Naughty Dog to work on a live service game?
Yeah, so apparently Metal Gear Solid Delta is releasing August 28th.
Yep.
Where are they announcing this, I wonder? Oh, there's a rumored
State of Play next week.
Yeah.
State of Play next week.
Yeah. That would add up. Okay.
I hope it's not a State of Play next week.
Why?
It's too busy next week.
Too busy to watch the State of Play?
Too busy. It's really, you're not that
it.
busy. You don't have to travel at all, Ashley. You don't have to. You don't have to go nowhere. You're good.
You know the event's on Friday, right?
You just have to you just have a little speed bump. You're not like Dylan who has to kind of
I'm coming to you.
Fly across the country and be away from home.
No, but I got other stuff lined up in the days before, to prepare for the weekend.
You just mean trips to the cinema, right?
Yeah. We're going to fit time in to talk about State of
Guys,
Play.
if there's going to be a trip to the cinema, block the whole day out, boys.
Yeah.
We are.
How many movies are you watching next week at the cinema?
2.
Yeah, I'm also watching 2 and flying to your fucking state, mate.
Get him. Get him.
Don't even. All right, let's talk about the game that released that has taken the world by storm, it seems. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I have put up an interesting review for this one. I believe, well, no, I'm pretty sure I can safely say, first time a non-score, I decided not to put a score on it. My feelings for this game are I cannot. It's not for me. I don't feel comfortable, and I stop playing it. Is sort of where I am.
So what you're saying is that Kingdom Come Deliverance super hard, too difficult to play, just like Sekiro.
I mean, so like the opening or review says, you've probably seen a bunch of really high scores for Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, which is out now, but as exciting as all the reviews and hype for this game is and will be, for me to let you know that Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 isn't going to be for everyone, and it wasn't for me, which is totally fine. By the end of it, I've said, if you're jumping aboard the Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 train this week, come in knowing that it's a hardcore systems video game with a deep historical setting, and it might not be for you. So I think my main thing is, I talk about in my review that, it's just all these systems and things, and I just constantly felt like the game was pushing me away and just like introducing all these things. And the straw that broke my camel's back was weirdly a lockpick. I got to a stage, like all these things just annoyed me, and I'm just like getting sick of all these little systems and things that get introduced. And then I went to do a lockpicking puzzle, and I had 3 lockpicks, and I just broke 3 in a row, and I, for some reason, went, you know what? That's it. I'm done with this game. And I quit. I never went back to it. And it's not that I think my whole thing is not that there's anything wrong with the lockpicking puzzle. There's nothing wrong with the video game in itself and all these things. I just decided that I was really trying to play the game because I was trying to review it, but I couldn't even I was on struggle streak. I don't think I've ever struggled this hard to attempt to play a game for review purposes as I have this, but not in the way where I'm like, man, this game is terrible. Like this game is absolute trash. Like it's hard to finish because of that. But just being like, I cannot vibe with this. I cannot click at all. Before I chuck it to Ciaran, because I know he's played a little bit. For people who don't know, I guess it is a first person open world game in which you are sort of let loose at the start. Once you play through the first couple hours, it's more handholdy for then, and then you sort of lose everything, and then it's sort of like go from there, figure it out. But it's just a lot of systems in a game that I think it's for a particular audience, but it's just also grating. You've got to make sure you sleep. You got to make sure you eat. It's all these like survivalish things. But then everything affects it. It's like if you have blood on your clothes, you got to make sure you wash them, or else that'll affect how people talk to you. Different outfits will affect your charisma, and that's how that'll affect if you go further in missions and stuff like that. Combat is like built around this system where there's 4 points whenever you attack and block, and it's supposed to be very purposeful, sword fighting. However, the second there's like more than 3 people trying to fight at one time, it just becomes ridiculously hard because of said system. All the ranged weapons suck, but I think that's sort of the point. It's purposely drawn out to give its historical setting this something that I'm sure a lot of people love, which is, there's these sections of the game where you're on horseback and you literally just sit there and you can press a button to activate auto horse mode. So it'll just trot along behind the people, and the people just talk as you go on this thing. And it may take 15, 20 real-time minutes on this horse trip to get from one side of the map to another, listening to these characters talk. And I think that's supposed to be part of the game's charm for a certain audience and stuff. However, for me, just all of these elements just piled upon, and I was like, no, it's just this game. I could not force myself to have an ounce of fun. Ciaran, how have you? How much have you played, and when did you go? Nope, not for me.
I haven't, so I'm about 4 hours in.
Okay,
so I got some time, but I think maybe what doesn't help, I think, even though some people have tried to tell us, you don't have to have played the first game to...
I don't think you do, but the game starts and goes, I expect you to have at least watched a YouTube video.
Like, it's not even like it's watched. The thing is, narratively, I think, yes, narratively, of course, you can catch up and think. But I actually think having an understanding of what the game is from the first one helps you. Because you have to... The thing that's super important about Kingdom Come is you have to immerse yourself kind of really heavily into the role-playing aspect of Henry and your decisions, because honestly, every decision in the game, every little decision, it has like actual proper weight to it, down to using lockpicks on certain doors, or Even the point where because the save system in the game is either
I forgot to mention the fucking save system.
you either save by going to bed. It saves when you quit out. There is an auto save system. It's not very reliable. Or you make potions and you drink the potion to save the game.
Potions are the only way to manual save, which does
only way
mean,
to manual game, except for saving.
If you sleep in a bed and then you go out to do a mission and die, and the auto save was 15 minutes earlier, and you would have preferred to have done a manual save right before what you assume is a big fight, and you don't have a potion, too bad.
Yeah. So it is punishing. So today, I made the decision as I walked from one town to the other, I made the decision to help somebody running past who's running away from a couple bandits. I got instantly killed by the bandits, and I had to pretty much do the whole trek again because I hadn't saved anywhere back since I had left the town. But I think it's that was the same in the first game. That was it is not it's not a game where you can do everything. It's not like your Oblivions or your Outer Scrolls games or anything like that where you can kind of mix and match. Your decisions about Henry, especially at the start of the game, and I actually adored how you build your character at the start of the game. You are given a whole bunch of questions throughout the prologue about your character, about what they've been doing, about what different things, and what you choose gives you stat benefits to particular skills and particular parts of your character. So it's really important there for you to kind of, not important, but you have an idea of what your character is. So I'm making Henry a knowledgeable talking character, which is my go-to in any RPG. But it's then, you kind of have to then not stick to your playstyle, but kind of understand what you're playing, understand who your Henry is, and then you are going to suck at stuff. Dylan said, all the range weapons suck. The range weapons suck, but they only suck until you have gone to the archery range and you've put in a whole bunch of time at learning how to be a good archer. Same with sword fighting. You will get better at sword fighting the more you go find instructors and you practice and you do stuff. The game is built to immerse yourself. Kind of the game sets up with you, and I love how they've done it, is where a series of events happens to Henry, and then you are pretty much back to square one. You've got barely any money on you. You've only got whatever you've got your character hat on you.
You start in your underwear, basically.
Pretty much. You start in your underwear, and it's okay, figure the fuck out what you're going to do. And I guess from my understanding of Henry and Henry, especially if you're across his backstory in the first game and stuff, I was like, oh, well, Henry was brought up to be a blacksmith. So it just makes sense for me to, and I'd spoken to somebody in a tavern in a section earlier and he'd offered me a job as a blacksmith. So I immediately walked to go do that, and I've started life as a blacksmith pretty much. And the blacksmithing is new to the game, and it's a whole system, and all the systems are intricate and they are complicated. But the thing is, you're supposed to invest the time into learning and mastering and getting better. The more you do that. So my idea at the moment for Henry is I'm going to invest a bunch of time into blacksmithing. I'm going to save my money up. I'm going to buy my gear. I'm going to then probably go get sword fighting done and some archery stuff and cover myself across and run it. Whatever little quests I do in between is what I do. And for me, I'm really excited about that. I really like that idea of being immersed in village life for a bit. And
it'll blow your mind when you find out there's 2 maps this game, and you're basically doing the version of Witcher 3 where you're committed.
Yeah, 100%. Possibly, yeah. But that's okay because I feel like the work you put. The thing is with this game, the same with the first one. The hours you put in to a skill or a craft or something is Henry, you will get out positives to that. The time is worth investing. If you become good at archery, you will see the benefits of being able to pick off 1 or 2 people in a bandit camp before you're in a fight. And once again, and Dylan said this in his review, and I thought it was so apt. Dylan, you said in your review that you didn't have a strong connection to the period or to the time period in the setting, and it's for me personally, and for a few of my friends as well, medieval Europe is fascinating, is interesting, such a wonderful time period to explore. So I think that helps us carry it through. It helps probably people who love this game carry them through, because you don't really have to. Yes, the politics are a big point of this game. The interactions between characters are a big point, but it's like the same as you describing to Dylan that like 20 minutes of like riding a horse and listening to conversation between companions. To me, I'm like, that sounds fucking awesome. That sounds really cool.
It does for some people, but
yeah, it's not for everybody. And I don't. It's the big thing of it's the wild thing about this game being so big. And I think if this game had come out later in the year or in a spot where there was one or two bigger games around it, it would probably fit more naturally into its position in the gaming community. But because this is the first big release of the year, and everybody's probably had a month and a bit now of kind of sitting on their hands wanting something to play, it's thrust this into the spotlight even more, and there's more and more people. And like, it's because I saw a social media post from somebody being like, "Hey, Warhorse Games, like it was a really wild." No, it wasn't even Warhorse Games. It was the other way around. It was fucking Obsidian, which I thought this was wild to tweet at Obsidian. Why would you release Avowed potentially 5 days after the biggest RPG of the year comes out? And I'm like, no, that's not. Why would they care? Why would Obsidian or Warhorse Games care? Warhorse probably cares a little bit more, but why would Obsidian care? Because Obsidian is going to be a lot more mainstream consumer friendly. It's going to be easier to play. It's going to be more understandable to play and less of a time investment. Like, it is closer to a Skyrim or an Elder Scrolls, and then that isn't what Kingdom Come is, and it never will be that. It is a game where you have to, as I've said several times, invest time and learn. And it's not just a case of I'm getting good at a mini game. It's more, I'm understanding the system. I'm learning to be an alchemist. I'm learning to be a blacksmith. I'm learning to be an archer. I'm getting good at sword fighting. And that's the thing. It's supposed to be by the end of the game, your Henry has, and you yourself feel like you have put the time and effort into becoming this character. You know, there's so many RPGs that probably rush your character becoming a badass really quickly. And that's not what Kingdom Come wants to do. It doesn't want to rush anybody. It wants you to put in the time and effort and work hard to become the badass, to become experienced, to become skilled. You're supposed to feel like a deer on ice when you're getting into fights early in the game. Dylan, you said about the combat, and as soon as there's more than two people on the screen, it gets really hard. And that's kind of the point, because it would be really hard. If you're 1v3 in any situation at that time period, you were probably fucked, because there's no way you could deal with that many people.
No, I mean, it is. I think that's the thing. I'm like, it is realistic. Like, you're holding a heavy sword, you're in heavy armor, you know, all these sorts of elements. The idea of being able to nimbly move around and take on like that many people is sort of unrealistic. But the game also does introduce scenarios where you have to do that. And you're like, fucking hell. Like,
yeah. And I guess that's where it comes into, finding either, and this is where I will. It doesn't necessarily like I'll have to find this out as I play, with me wanting to be this knowledgeable and interesting and charismatic Henry. Does being that way, does that give me a way to skirt around fights? Does it give me a way to...
Yes, you can skip some fights. However, the game will force you into,
of course, there are some
specific story triggered moments that
of course.
Yeah,
of course.
I mean, it's again. I know I'm sort of the outset for this game. Like, it's being reviewed very, very, very positively. OpenCritic currently has 89 critic score, 100% player rating. People are, for the most part, definitely loving this game. Lots of 9s and 10s and all these sorts of things. Definitely feels like the first big reviewed game that a lot of people are talking about and stuff. Ash, what's your take been? Have you seen all the...
No, obviously it's clicking with a lot of people, it seems like, but I think, it seems like a slog. I think the much maligned Jam Walker review over at Games Hub is
Yeah,
correct when it says the headline, or their headline was the most game. So that's kind of what it sounds like. It's got so much in it that maybe it's like overkill.
They are getting torn apart.
Yep.
Which obviously not okay. But
yeah, the game director, little bit thin-skinned.
I will say, yeah, 100% thin. If your game's sitting at a fucking high 80s, 90%, and there's one review that comes out that's negative, which was the Games Hub one. And to be honest,
it's not that negative, really, when you actually read it. Like,
well, a lot of I read it and I'm like, this just sounds very similar to my thoughts. However, I actually just chose to put no score. And I guess
you chickened out, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I chickened out. Well,
no, because I think it's.
I don't feel like I've played enough.
You didn't play enough, yeah.
I don't feel like it's a bad game. I just feel like I don't vibe. However, a lot of the opinions in that review I would definitely agree with. But yeah, people the fact that one review popped up and the game director felt like they should like screenshot it and be like, "Thanks for ruining our 100% score." I'm like, fuck.
It wasn't even 100%. It was 90
or whatever.
We dropped believe 90 on Metacritic.
Like, it's like winning $1 million and only getting 900,000 after tax or some shit. It's like, just take the win and just
still having 900,000 after tax is fucking insane.
I was like, just chillax. Fucking hell. Wow. How far do you reckon you'll get until you give up, Ciaran?
Well, that's the thing is, it's already this week. I haven't.
It's a 100-hour game.
It's a 100-hour game.
Yep.
Avowed, I'll probably jump and play Avowed when Avowed comes out. I'll still be investing as much time as I normally do into Marvel Rivals. It'll be, probably not as much as it deserves, but at the same time, I don't think that's a bad thing. Like, I don't think it's fine. Yeah.
Fine. I think I'm trying to adopt. Nearly sometimes I feel like just because sometimes you set yourself up for disappointment if you're like, I'm going to finish this game and then you don't. It's like, damn.
Oh no, I never. To be honest, it's very rarely I go into stuff and be like, I'm going to finish that.
I'm saying for me, I think
more that we all know.
I just need to be like, I'm not going to finish. I'm just going to play like 10 hours and move on with my life, like sort of thing. All right, run through this. So there was a Capcom spotlight that happened this week. It was pretty avo, so I'll quickly run down what was in it. Street Fighter 6 new character Mai coming to it from Fatal Fury. Marvel vs. Capcom Fighter Collection Arcade Classics is out on Xbox One now. Capcom Fighting Collection 2 got a release date. It's coming May 16th. They showed the Kami 2 trailer again, the same one from the Game Awards. Ace Attorney Investigations Collection is getting a demo. Now, the main reason for doing this was basically Onimusha at the end. The new Onimusha game, Way of the Sword, got a new trailer, a new feature video with the developers talking about it. It's got a new protagonist in the game. It's got a new setting of Kyoto, and the team used the wording of they're setting out to make the ultimate fighting game. So that game looked cool. They also announced that Onimusha 2 Samurai's Destiny, a remaster of the second game, will be coming in 2025. They've already remastered the first one, but at the rate they're doing them, there's going to be one remaster every 5 years. So that was fine. Whatever. I don't really want to discuss that, to be honest, because I don't think any of you would care, and I didn't really care either, to be honest. But that was a thing. Monster Hunter Wild Showcase was next. Game continues with pretty cool IMO. So new trailer, pretty epic trailer. I think the Monster Hunter Wilds trailers have looked good so far. The cast of characters in the game look like more than just randos. They look more like actual characters with stories, which is interesting. They then also announced that the game's going to have a photo mode. They showed off a bunch of other stuff that you'll be able to get in it, cosmetics and all these sorts of things. There's an open beta that's happening now. So the one was running from Friday to Monday, which is obviously
sorry, PlayStation players.
Yeah, and PlayStation players got fucked because the entire weekend, obviously PSN was down, so that sucks. Fortunately, you can go again next weekend, Friday, February 14th, 2 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time to Monday, February 17th at 1 or 2 p.m. basically.
Yes. Spend your Valentine's Day monster hunting and chill.
Yeah, well, why not? You can monster hunter and chill single or in a couple, I feel. You could do it with your significant other. You could go hunting, so do what you want. The game continues to look pretty cool. They've also uploaded. Why did I say uploaded? That's a weird way to put it. But on Steam, you can now download the Monster Hunter. What do you call it? Like the benchmark test. So if you want to play it on PC and like to test that, you can download that. I downloaded it. You can definitely tell that the benchmark has actually got that's running on how the game will release, because the score you'll get in that compared to what people are talking about and how much they're struggling to run their really good PC builds with the beta. It's just the beta is obviously not fully optimized, whereas the test is more like how the game will actually be when it releases for PC.
What it hopefully will be.
Yeah. So, cool. Next weekend, if you're listening now, obviously that'd be a good time to check that out. Intel Extreme Masters. Don't want to miss the Extreme Masters. Melbourne 2025 will take place in April. Was announced. So this, I think, is good news following the announcement that DreamHack got canned, obviously, earlier in the year. This event will take place from April 21st to 27th. Playoffs happening throughout the week, and then on the weekend, 25th to 27th is the finals. The series of games will see 16 of the world's best Counter-Strike 2 teams face off against each other for the stake of the $1 million in prize money. They expect it to be a big event after the sold-out event in Sydney 2023, which had 20,000 fans in attendance. General admission tickets are live now. They start at $189. I think when they look, they go up to fucking. Oh, let me look now, see if I can click it. That's quite expensive. If you want to get some good,
$2,000.
Yeah, there's some fucking expensive tickets for this shit. Like
the God mode ticket gets you a 3-day ticket for Counter-Strike 2 tournament ticket, full access to IEM over 3 days, entry into the IEM Expo, God mode goodie bag valued at $290, God mode seating, 3-day food and beverage package, and the exclusive backstage tour.
Yeah. What do you reckon, Ciaran? Is this good?
That's it.
Melbourne?
Yeah, it's great for esports. It's funny. It just seems like it's very much a case of DreamHack last year. The IEMs just come over the top and put an IEM banner. But I'm excited that it does put on like this. It does like then focus the event on Counter-Strike, because last year and the year before, like the biggest event is Counter-Strike, but it's not really kind of central. It's kind of off to one side. It's and it becomes that convention. It becomes that kind of expo, more or less. The mini packs that was in the courts in the Margaret Court Arena downstairs. So I think it's better off just having this as IEM, letting it be focused, let the actual, some higher rated Counter-Strike teams come along, get the crowds going, get everybody involved, make it a bigger stage, bigger stadium, and have a good time with it.
Yes, it's good. I'm glad when it was announced, I was like, oh, that's good. I'm glad to see that the Melbourne esports home continues, and hopefully it's a good event. I would expect, honestly, I mean, if the last one they held was Sydney 2023 was where the last one was held, and that was 20,000 and sold out, I would expect it to be bigger in Melbourne.
Mm-hmm. And it's at the last one was at the Opera House. I'm fairly sure. I'm fairly sure the last one was at the Opera House.
I'd expect this to be bigger, so see how we.
I was just to point out that by the time this episode comes out, prices will likely have gone up.
Oh, that was the early bird prices. Yep. Yeah. That's all right. I feel like anyone who cares enough brought their God mode tickets by now. Wonder what the real price of God mode is. $2,500, like $500 off.
I know. Well, the God mode, the seats look to be right at the very front, and then obviously they get the goodie bag, which include everybody, GA Plus and Premium tickets also get goodie bags. But in the God mode, you get everything, which is a drawstring bag, an IEM Melbourne jersey, IEM Melbourne collector coin, an IEM Melbourne pin, and a $100 ESL shop voucher.
I thought he was about to say $100 note. I was like, all right. Why not?
Yeah.
Spend money, you get money. That's what they say. You spend money, you get money.
Spend way more money to get
way more money to get way less money. Yeah. Well, that's what's
That's how the American government's
Have you heard about cryptocurrency?
Do you reckon we should, if we go, we should like wait till the grand final and record a podcast from the seats?
Do you want to go?
Yeah, I'll go.
I think I already put my application in for a thing. I'll give you the link.
Yeah, cool.
And then apply yourself because I'm not paying. Especially not $2,000. Talking about events, PAX Australia. Just confirming. 10th to 12th of October is the dates. Although we could probably already guess that. That is the official dates announced. What do we feel about? Have you all seen? If not, look at the link. The art style direction for this year. The spray painty,
very graffiti,
like subway thing. Yeah. Does that mean anything, or are we just like rolling a dice on what the theme is?
We're just rolling the dice on what the theme is. I don't
know.
Like, let's switch it up this year. You know,
but the thing is, it hasn't like one year was like space themed. Like, I don't think it ever matters what is the actual.
But the PAX logo would look like PAX, but this one doesn't.
Yeah, this time it was spray painted.
There was the one where the PAX logo was like melted because they had the summer theme and it was like the PAX icon was melty for it. Like I think they have done stuff with the PAX logo in the past.
They could have. I think it's last year was the anniversary, so I think that's why it was just. Was it last year the anniversary or the year before?
No, last year.
Last year,
yeah.
10 years.
10 years, yeah.
It is a blur.
Time is a blur. All right, Ash, take us on a journey. I will admit there was at some stage last year when I saw this like drafted, I was like, that'll be interesting if I can see you finish that. I was like, when I saw the like drafted article, I was like, I wonder if he'll finish this. I'll be interested to read that if he can finish that. And he finished it and published it. And I was like, that's a very interesting article. So take us through the journey of what the top 25 game 2024, the quality critics are.
So the journey starts end of 2023. I'm like, hey, we're doing these quality critics articles. I should just put all everybody's reviews in one Google sheet, figure out who's the best for 2023, and then I'll publish an article that way. It became very difficult and time-consuming to put that together. To like go back and do all the reviews. So I'm like, no, I'm just going to start 2024.
Use AI.
Oh. No, just start at the beginning of the year. Data entry of like every couple of weeks.
Yeah, I did. After I saw it, and then I went and looked at the spreadsheet, and I saw you'd fucked around. I was like, "Good lord, what's going on here?" Anyway, I won't touch anything.
So I've just kind of been entering all the reviews from all of our quality critics outlets throughout the year, and aggregates, math, formulas.
The criteria.
The criteria need to be a game that released for the first time, I guess, within 2024. So remakes and reimaginings counted, as well as original games. But DLC, remasters, and I think I used another word. Ports is the other one, because there are a lot of port articles from a certain outlet. They didn't count, so sorry. Elden Ring, Shadow of the Tree. I did have to give it an honorable mention because it was the single highest scoring piece of content reviewed last year. So, so 25 games.
Take us for a journey for the 25 games, and just stop me on the ones that stood out to you as you was putting it together, because there's a few that I was like, by the time there's some that obviously make sense, and by the time, like, obviously I think like the top end of the list is at least as not as interesting as some of the other
stuff. So at 25 we have Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2. Number 24 is Senua's Saga Hellblade 2. Number 23 is
I will say, not to stop show, I thought that was like the fact that was like, I thought more people would have panned that, but I think a few high scores, like really, like obviously the ones you highlighted, Checkpoint 10 out of 10, GameTop 4 out of 5, that really helped the I think.
Yeah. So if you actually read the article, obviously I've got listed all the reviews, but highlighted some of the most favorable reviews around each game. So maybe it's not the most accurate depiction of the general feel, but yeah, if you were to do it on a 10,000 point scale, Senua Saga got an 84.62. So
yeah, that's still quite high.
Still quite high. So considering the way that we talked about, we felt like people were talking about it at the time. So,
exactly, yeah.
Number 23, Super Mario Party Jamboree. Number 22 was Botany Manor. Surprising.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
The number 21 was The Plucky Squire. Number 20 was Disney Epic Mickey Rebrushed. Number
is this
9
allowed under your rule?
Apparently it is a remake, not a remaster.
Oh, it is, yeah. So, okay.
So, yeah. Distinguishing that is not a simple thing.
Yeah.
There was several articles I double checked against for a few of these. Yeah. Number 19 was Banishes Ghost of New Eden.
Oh yeah, eat shit, Ciaran.
Little game that could. 18 was Call of Duty Black Ops 6. 17, Dragon's Dogma 2. 16 is Tekken 8. 15 is Indiana Jones and the Great Circle.
Yeah.
Number 14, The Legend of Zelda Echoes of the Wisdom.
Should have been higher. Sorry, not Triple J. Keep going.
Number 13, Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door. Number 12 was Never.
That was the one I thought was surprising because I swear, I reviewed that high. Even though I reviewed it high, I don't recall seeing people say jack shit, really, to be honest. Or maybe it was just when it released and it was
it could be
post that no, I don't know. So yeah.
Number 11 was Unicorn Overload.
What the fuck is that game? that was my other reaction. I'm scrolling through going, you know what?
That was the what's we call it?
From 13 Sentinels, Aegis, Rim Craters, Vanillaware, says the game synopsis.
Yep.
Fucking hell. Okay.
So.
Yep.
A bunch of tactics nerds love that game.
Yeah.
But brief, bluntly. Number 10, Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown.
Yeah.
The single most reviewed game of the year.
Was it really?
I believe so. There were 17 reviews.
All the quality critics on the board? Or nearly?
Nearly, I think.
Okay.
Then we had a tie at number 8. We had Thank Goodness You're Here and Helldivers 2.
Really similar games.
Super similar games. Both got exactly a 9.0 out of 10. Yeah. Number 7 was Dragon Age: The Valguard.
The game that would have done so much better if it was live action.
if it had
would have got
multiplayer features,
if it was live action, I reckon it would go.
Live service, you mean?
Yeah, live service. Yeah, sorry.
Also, if it was a live action game, I mean, that would have been impressive.
Yeah, that would have been cool too. That would have been really cool.
Number 6 was Silent Hill 2. Number 5, Persona 3 Reload. Number 4, Metaphor ReFantasio. Then we had a tie at second place.
Whoa.
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth.
How fucking Japanese is this top end? You literally go number 5, Persona 5. You get Persona, Metaphor, same fucking developer. Then you got Like a Dragon into Final Fantasy.
Then you have the number 1 game.
Yeah.
Astrobot.
Yeah.
Which you could say, even though not the developer isn't Japanese.
But it is
Japanese
studio.
Yes.
I mean, then you add Silent Hill 2 at the bottom as well, number 6. So
that's true. Heavy Japanese.
Yeah, all the American studios are too focused on live service games. Japanese just give you what you want.
No, I thought it was interesting. I like stats, numbers.
Yes,
I thought that was a good list. So, just I guess just read through who are the websites. I guess
the websites. Yes. Where's my list? It's at the top of the article, isn't it? Hang on. Scrolling all over the place.
This isn't getting edited out, by the way. Actually,
I don't edit shit.
This stays in.
Why?
Is yours.
Why would you need to edit this? This is great content.
It's fine.
Anagame, the Beta Network, Checkpoint Gaming, Explosion Network, of course, Games Creator, which unfortunately has gone under, or like they've stopped.
Defunct.
Defunct. Games Hub, Maxi Geek, MKAU Gaming, Next Play, Player 2, Power Up Gaming, Press Start, Progress Bar, Quest Daily, Survivor, Vux, and Well Played.
There you go.
So go check out all those websites.
Shout outs.
Shout outs to Google Sheets.
I'll shout out to the ANZ websites, but also shout out to Google to Sheets. I'm also I'll tell you what. Just a quick side tangent because we're just about finishing this. I love a good Google Sheet, and I use them so much for stuff at work, and I'll send them to my boss, right, store manager, and be like, "Here, I've done this like thing. It's got the things," and she'll just be like, I hate, like, it just confuses the living fuck. And I'll be like, that's so cool. But then also sometimes
it's confusing.
I don't, but then sometimes I'll do things where I'm like, here, these figures, and I've put in a code so it'll like work out 3% of this and then like work out the average or whatever. You know, like all this sort of shit should be like, how do you even work this shit out? Like, I'm like, to be honest, sometimes I just Google, how do I make Google Sheets? You know what I mean?
Do
Like,
this, yeah.
And just tell me the formula.
Yeah, there are some complex formulas in that Quality Critics data entry spreadsheet.
Love good Google Sheet. All right. That's all. That's all that's happened this week. Next week we should be talking about a state of play. I guess is the thing. I don't know. Oh, hold on, no.
Our plans are up in the air. I don't know what we're doing.
Our plans are up in there. Sorry, time's away. Our plans are currently up in there. Will next week's episode release on time? TBD. Currently, don't know when we're recording.
Maybe me and Ash record in Brisbane. Just record one in Brisbane. I'll take the week off.
Yeah, I think either way you're taking a week off. Yeah, you're taking a week off. I think.
Yeah.
You really want a week off, don't you?
I wouldn't mind a week off.
You hate this.
I just,
despise this.
I get to Sunday, I'm like, Sunday, I've with my family, and I'm like,
you should be lucky. I have to see this other fucking guy so many times during a week. You've only got to see us once
a week.
No, he doesn't want to see us after we've enjoyed a fantastic night of.
I hope you do.
People beating each other.
Hope you enjoy the wrestling.
Watching the best in the world.
Potentially.
How are you not going to watch?
All right. You know what? You put it like that.
Is it live?
Watch some graps
here in Australia?
It'll be live.
Actually, they're always live.
They're always live. It'll be live. It has to be live.
I thought it was delayed.
I mean, if it's delayed, it will only be like a tiny bit, surely.
Yeah, that's fine.
No, because it's on at like 5:30 here in Brisbane.
Yeah,
so last time they did something.
But that's the normal thing. Like,
it's like midnight in the US. So why would they stream it live?
When they did the UK, it was live, and Americans complained online. And I'm like, you don't understand that the
UK do it every time. Yeah, no, it'll just be live. Yeah.
No, but they're doing it as some sort of like post All-Star game.
Don't make me take you to a Brisbane brawl.
We'll settle this in the ring. We'll storm the ring and then get kicked out.
Look, if anyone's to check in, we should explain what we're talking about. Me and Ash, as long as Buddy Watson and Ryan Betson's now coming. Who else do we know that's going there? Adam Ryan from Well Played, I know will be there. They're all the people I know. They will all be there. We're going to be at AEW this week. They're doing their Grand Slam Australia thing. So if you want to subscribe for 1 week or whatever to watch AEW, or actually no, isn't it part of something? What's it part of?
It's on KO, I believe.
It's on KO. There you go. Just watch on KO and look for us. Me, Ash, and Buddy will be. I think we're 5 rows behind.
8 rows back, I think.
8 rows back, yeah, something. So we'll be close enough. Look. I'll be yelling at someone. Look out
all the race stuff. Look.
Hopefully, fucking hell, this guy. No. Hopefully, Mox walks past us.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Anyway.
We have to call him a fucking ass. No,
the much loved C word here in Australia. This will be the
Wonder how many C words could get dropped and how that's going to go over. You know? Mariah Mazer can't.
Oh my god! Why?
We want Tony. We're for Tony Storm. It's on. I know she's a heel, but I'm deaf. You know what I mean? Like,
is she a heel?
Not when she's in Brisbane. She's not. I guarantee she's not. telling you right now. Anyway, better end the show, so I'll just end up talking about wrestling for the rest of the show. Thank you very much for joining us. So next week, who knows what's happening, but check out explosionnetwork.com during the week, see what else pops up and happens over there. Who knows? Surprises, news, reviews, previews, fun things, exciting times. Until then, check out us on Blue Sky at explosionnetwork.com and all the other social media and things. Find us, seek us out, say hello. Until next week.